Now, some might say, for whatever reason, that I'm a little biased when it comes to Velkhana, but after having fought a bunch of new ice monsters in Sunbreak, I have to say, they kind of suck next to Velkhana. Welcome back, Citrusy crew, to another Monster Hunter Journal Sunbreak edition. As I go through all of Sunbreak, as well as the base Rise, completing all the quests. Quick quest update. Village rank done. I got all the check marks. I unlocked everything. We're done with village rank. Now I'm working my way through low rank and high rank through the grind. Special shout out to Blue, who is the instructor that you see oftentimes in the comments, for helping me out off screen to grind out a lot more of my low rank, high rank stuff. And now I'm still progressing through the master rank or the Sunbreak story. And I've just come across, I think we're at master rank 4. I fought the Lunagaron and the Aurora Somnicanth. That's a mouthful. And I have to say, these ice monsters have left no impression on me. Well, very little impression. So little impression, I had to bring the queen from, at least I think Velkhana's a queen and not a king. Anyways, the Aurora Somnicanth, I hated Somnicanth. Aurora Somnicanth, I think, is an improvement. It could also just be that I am maybe appreciating how to fight these things better, or it's maybe a little bit more hostile. But otherwise, I didn't really like the whole, I'm going to put you to sleep, I'm going to move around. This one, a little bit more threatening. It doesn't care about putting you to sleep. It just pounds you. It just throws ice at you and pounds you and jumps at you and freezes you and then pounds you. So the tension is a lot higher with Aurora Somnicanth. So good job on making it more threatening. It's a great improvement, and on its own, it's good. But it's no Velkhana. Now, you might say it's unfair to compare the two because Velkhana is a flagship, whereas these other ice monsters are not really flagships. But I would say Lunagaron is one of the 3 lords, which I think that should be something. I mean, freaking Malzeno, I think his name is. But Garen Golem, he's one of the lords. That fight was cool. Just check my Sunbreak 2 journal, or maybe it was my 1 journal. It was my 2 journal. I love the Big Abe, and he had really cool design and stuff. So when I came across Lunagaron, I was like, okay, here comes the next lord. I'm ready for this. And he reminded me a lot of Odogaron from Monster Hunter World. So I was expecting that kind of speed and ferocity. But what I found instead was, yes, he was a fast monster, but I was constantly sticking to him, constantly able to hit him. And for the most part, he wasn't really that threatening. Even when he transforms into his more beast mode, I think that's the point where his body makes more crunchy ice noises, which just makes me want to hit him more. And he wasn't that much more threatening. So nothing really stood out to me from the Lunagaron fight outside of him being crunchy. When you hit him, it does that nice, satisfying, crunchy sound on the ice. I love that sound, and I would love to fight Lunagaron just to hear that crunchy sound. But when I compare the offering of ice monsters to, you know, our Queen Velkhana from Monster Hunter World, it's just so hard to really attain this level. And the reason that I brought it up in a video is in chat, we were talking about this. I'm like, oh, Velkhana is so much better. And everybody's like, no, Gos Harag is better. And that's really who we were comparing, was Velkhana and Gos Harag. But for the sake of the journal, I had to bring up the 2 new ice monsters that brought up this whole discussion. Even if you throw in, what's his face? Gus, let's call him Gus. I think I like calling him Gus. Gus, yeah, he's cool. I love his whole like hand thing, but I mean, ultimately he's a bipedal creature, and that has nothing to do with the freaking winged wyvern that has a tail, has the intensity, has freaking ice breath, and can stab you with the tail and stab you with the claws. It's just way more threatening of a beast. So I don't think I can make it any more clear of why Velkhana is better. I think there are personal preferences, and everybody has an opinion, and sometimes those opinions are wrong, in this case yours, if you disagree with me. So I'm sorry that you're on the wrong side of history here, but we're just going to end it with Velkhana is the better ice monsters. I'm just kidding, of course. I'd love to hear what you think when it comes to ice monsters. Who's your favorite in the whole Monster Hunter franchise? Do you think Velkhana stands above the Sunbreak selection, or do you really enjoy these new ones that have come out? And when I say enjoy them, I mean enjoy them more than our queen, because I do enjoy the new ice monsters. They're just not as memorable. All right, so with that, a few other updates I have to talk about is wire bugging. So I've gone through a little bit of a level up when it comes to wire bugging. So I have learned that there's an achievement of feeding the little owl at the top of the village, and it's kind of hard to get to that little snow owl. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. This is too much. But then people are like, oh, if you feed it 10 times, you get an achievement. I was like, I got to get that achievement because I'm a sucker for achievements. So I was struggling on last week's stream to try to get up to the owl, because you have to like jump on a platform, then you have to go to another one. And when I did it the first time many weeks ago, people guided me like through like 20 platforms to get there. So anyways, I did a little bit of practice off screen, and I finally learned that I can go like zip 2 bugs to get to the platform, wait for the recharge, jump towards the camera, and then zip back. And now I can get to the owl like that very easily. On top of all this, I noticed that a lot of the people I was playing with, shout outs to Blue, Mini Guy, and whoever else was joining that night, they're all using palicos. I was the only one using a palamute, and they were somehow faster than me to get around the map. I was like, how is this? Like, I rely on my palamute to get around the map, and it feels like a chore to get to the monster because it takes so long to get there. And I know veterans, you're all like, really? You played 3U and you feel like this is a chore? It used to be worse to run to the monster and trying to find them on the map. But anyways, in Rise, we're spoiled. So I switched to the Palico, which has forced me to get a little bit more mobile on the maps, where I have to rely more on my Great Wire bugs. I have to find them, I have to plant them, my sub camps, my buddy recons, and also I've learned how to move a little bit more fluid with my wire bugs, where I like zip, you push B to do the hang, which gives you a little swing. You push A to give a little flip. So it was uncomfortable at first, but I really recommend, if you were like me, give it a chance. Like, play one session. When I say a session, like 2 to 4 hours, just play without the palamute if you don't rely on it too much. Even if you do rely on it, just try it. It'll force you, go out of your comfort zone to learn something new. It forces me to do all these other things where I'm like, oh, well, I should really unlock those sub camps, or I should really start using this buddy recon system properly. And I should really learn how to use wire bugs properly. So thank you to the community for pushing me out of my comfort zone and forcing me to learn a few new things. Otherwise, the other main, there were 2 other things that happened last week, which were, of course, very trolly on chat. There is a master rank quest, which is 2 crabs in an arena. And of course, after my last 2 journals of, I love this crab, I hate this crab, the chat was like, the next quest you're doing is the 2 crabs. I didn't read the description. I thought it was 2 crabs in the world. I was like, whatever, I'll just focus on one, you throw poo to the other, and off we go. And the level opens up and it's the arena. I was like, oh no, it's an arena. And I looked down and they're both spawned already. I was like, oh, I have to fight them together? Master rank, the 2 crabs, the one, my love and my hate. So I was like, oh man, I hate this. So I went down and I was really trying to leverage putting up the wall between them as often as I could. And I was focusing on Daimyo, and man, it was really fun fighting him again. Like, especially after fighting Shogun. Oh, Daimyo is so fun. So I was fighting him while trying to keep freaking Daimyo off, or keeping Shogun off my back. Like, stop fighting me. And I eventually killed Daimyo, and then it was just a matter of fighting Shogun again. We got to see his little Kezu. I also learned his little Kezu is probably more accurate than I realized, because this boy pisses on you. So the first time you break his shell, he's like a baby that you pull off the diaper. Now, if you're too young to understand this, or you don't have younger siblings, here's the thing. If and when you are a parent, and if you have a son, when you remove the diaper, it triggers the little Kezu to squirt. And so I guess they brought that into Monster Hunter lore, where when you remove the shell from the Shogun, his little Kezu squirts too. So the crab arena was pain, but we made it through, and I'm slowly learning how to appreciate. The other one was in the same like vein. It was a Magnum Mallow master rank. Now, my relationship with Magnum Mallow started really rough. I didn't really like the guy at the beginning. You know, he kind of looked at me weird, and he was very aggressive, and I didn't understand the fight. And I have to say, I had so much fun with Master Rank Magnum Mallow. And over the weekend, I was also fighting him in higher rank. And again, he was fun. And I think I finally I just think it finally clicked how to fight him, that I can see his tails and he's moving fast, not his actual tail, but like his, when he's showing what he's going to do. And I can dodge it, and it's so satisfying because he does like this big move, and I'm like, dodge, switch. And it's so fast paced, and it just clicks and feels good. The Master Rank Magnum Mallow was super smooth. I thought I was going to get destroyed. I thought he was going to have a bunch of like terrible moves, but it was easy, but not like the overly easy, like fighting low rank, but like challenging and satisfying at the same time. So Magnum Mallow Master Rank, and I think just Magnum Mallow in general, I have come to really enjoy this boy. As much as he was intimidating to me in Rise and at the beginning of this whole journey, yeah, I have a good time with him now. Otherwise, all of the other Master Rank, nothing really stood out too much. Master Rank 4 has been unlocked. I don't remember what is up next in terms of new monsters, but now we are hunting the Malzeno, and I have to work my way to Malzeno. And I don't know how many master ranks there are before we're done, but there are a lot of quests. Oh, the last thing, follower quests. I gotta talk about this because I really understood what follower quest is. It's more than just developing a bond with your NPCs and bringing them on. The fact that every follower quest, when you finish one, it unlocks more story with the NPC and you're developing that relationship, but you're also developing this story, and you get that for all these NPCs. I absolutely love that. So the follower quest, I'm going to count it as progression as well, because you get to learn more about the character and you're unlocking more gear. But I love the story element of it. The hunt aspect is kind of like, whatever. But I really love the story of it and the fact that you get rewarded with these unique rewards. So love follower quests, gonna do them all. I also have to do all the arena quests eventually. So many quests to do, but at least village rank's done. I think within the next week or two, low rank and high rank will be out, will be done with. And then I'll be able to clear out the master ranks as I progress. So ideally, I would love to have all master rank 1, 2, 3 done right now before I progress in master rank 4. But it's a balance of grind and progress. It's just the way I do things. So I'll see you on the next stream or on the next journal. Let me know again if Velkhana is the better ice monster or you have a personal favorite. And until next time, keep it classy. Do 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 do. Subscribe.